Hello, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're gonna be playing Slay the Princess. This is supposed to be a love story, as you can see from this disclaimer. My lighting's a bit off today, but luckily I do have my shipment coming in, so the setup will be changing here in the next video or two. So, yeah, I hope you see a huge difference. Everything's gonna look a lot better. Don't worry. Yeah, this is trying to be different. It's supposed to be from the creators of Scarlet Hollow. So if you've played that or seen that, then yeah, if you enjoy this, then maybe we'll reach back and actually do that game. So just let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think below, and I'll see y'all in a second, I suppose. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay. Oh.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Why? It's just like some... Oh, that's... Oh, I love that. Oh, that's cool. Some unfulfilled prophecy kind of stuff. Oh, we gotta decide. Oh my gosh, the decisions. The end of the world we're talking about. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do this? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Yikes, kind of grim. Do I get some sort of reward? Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to off Monarch. Viva la revolution. Silent, continue the tab. I am someone who always asks questions, if you know me, so yes.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement in the world? If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her. Do you have any evidence to back this up? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's... Yeah. So a lot of these are the same. Okay. Look, I'll go to the cabin, I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. This is me. This is some shit, like I would say. And probably people will hate me for saying that, but it is. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with. It's totally, yeah. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna try to play this literally how I would play it, so this is probably gonna be bad. So I'm not, yeah, I'm kind of an ass. We'll do it.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Ooh.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Oh gosh. So all I've seen so far is the trailer
You
for
make
this.
your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
And it does say like, hey, this is a love story, but do not try to romance her, like you will die, so.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I will say I do love this style of art and game. Like this is the music, the
interior
atmosphere.
of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Now, Princess in the basement, she probably doesn't have a weapon. So if we don't take the weapon, then she also can't kill us. I'm probably making a
The
mistake
door to the
here.
basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Jeez. I do believe this has multiple endings, and so, again, if y'all are interested, I
Her
can
voice
definitely do multiple
softly carries up the stairs.
endings.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Oh gosh.
Don't let it fool you.
Yeah.
It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Yes, I am. I know. I'm just checking in on you. I'm here to save you. I'm here to save you. Lie. I'm here to save you. Hey, I think I'm here to slay you.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
We will see.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. Not riding on
You chose the wrong guy for this.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Yeah, probably.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Okay.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs.
Oh gosh.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Good point. If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? I'm going to check upstairs. Maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there. And if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance.
Exactly.
If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
It's also fair.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Ooh.
Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Oh, no, no, no.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Yeah.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Well,
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
yeah.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I mean, the job can still
I
get done.
heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's
Yeah.
voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates
Jesus!
before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Oh, that is a scene. Oh,
As she
my.
rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
Behind me.
It's the blade from upstairs.
Oh.
You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Jeez. I mean, he probably opened the door and yeeted it.
Or we could use it to free her.
I don't know about freeing her after
You
seeing
won't
that
like
sight.
what happens if you do that.
Oh, is it just that simple? Like, no.
Without hesitation,
Jesus!
bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Fine. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
Yeah.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us.
Yeah.
It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
I don't believe that.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, you've given her a
Don't
blade too.
waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and
Ooh.
again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
God.
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
I mean, we made the
Though your
decision.
nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back.
Yeah. I
You seize a
hope
moment
so.
of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around. You steel your resolve
Nah.
to take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make
What
it
the hell?
out either.
So is that why you left me down here?
Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive?
Yeah.
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing.
What?
Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job.
Oh my gosh.
You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. neither you nor Princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the Princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken.
Oh my gosh.
One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Wait, there's a chapter 2? I thought that was the end of the game, like legit.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Oh, does it change?
If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened already? Okay, no. But I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
Sorry.
Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
That's fair. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
Okay.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Actually.
We were just weighing our options in a morally ambiguous situation. You can't blame us for weighing our options. We did our best with the information we were given. And we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Yeah.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here.
Yes.
Did time simply rewind itself?
It's a
Or were
good
you
question.
instead transported to a different world entirely?
Maybe a different reality?
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Oh, he's just like...
That's a very good point. This princess character seems like a lot of trouble, and if you think about it, actually slaying her probably breaks us out of this cycle, right? We don't want to be stuck here
But we
forever,
just slayed
do we?
her and it didn't break us out of a cycle.
You're
or
laying it on
anything.
a little thick, aren't you? Laying it on a little thick? What are you talking about? I'm sharing my honest opinions. What matters is that almost everyone seems to be on the same page. So whenever you're ready, you can stop dawdling, get to the cabin, and save the world. Just be quick about it.
She killed me last time around. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again? She killed me by ripping me to pieces. Don't get me wrong, I hated it, but how can someone like that in the world? To quote you from last time around, she's just a princess. Why would she be able to rip me apart with her bare hands? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
That could be some foreshadowing. Like, don't bring your first instance or first story into the second one. That actually could be very important. I don't know.
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world. I've told you everything you
You're
need
being
to know.
cagey.
Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. If you want us to stand a chance against her, we need to be armed with information.
Yeah.
What is she really capable of? How are we supposed to stop her? Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to take me at my word. I don't think either of you really need to press the man on this. He wants us to slay the princess, so why would he have anything to hide? He seems like a nice guy to me. I appreciate the vote of confidence, but you should really stop wasting time chatting amongst yourselves in the woods. So if we could move this along? People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
I will say I do love the voice acting.
Look.
Yeah, good question.
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Good point. That really explains almost everything.
Almost everything.
I'm not so
actually.
sure about that. You know, you're right. But it explains almost everything. Great.
All right,
now,
let's
if
get
you
on
don't
with it.
mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Turn around and leave. Yes, I'm honestly curious though what happens if I do that.
Before you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Don't worry, I think we've taken that lesson to heart at this point. You can trust us to get the job done. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
And a mirror.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. This whole cabin is different than last time. Approach the mirror, take the blade. Yeah.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the muddy shelf, the blade sitting on the muddy shelf, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right?
I trust my eyes. Why would he lie about that and not be in a mirror? What's the point? I want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be bad.
Reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. Well, at least we can all agree now that there's nothing to see here. Case closed. Good work, everyone.
Maybe that's like just, what do you call it? Like a symbol of like, maybe things aren't always how they seem.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
The chapter 2 said the witch, so I am legit worried about going in there without the weapon this time. We're gonna do it the same way.
No blade. Leaving it behind didn't work out so well for us last time. It'll always be here if we need it. Sure, that was also true last time and we still died, but we definitely know what we're doing this time.
It's fine. We're doing it my way.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath.
Hey.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Oh god, this is very different.
I recognize that
Hello.
voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Oh crap.
See? She knows us. Is this enough for you to believe what we've been saying? Maybe, but you shouldn't let that cloud your judgment.
No, we should have the blade.
She's just a princess.
No,
As long as you remember that
I
and remain
messed up.
focused, slaying her will be easy. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
No, she said she was going to make
Can't.
us pay.
Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
It's fair.
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine, fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh no.
Descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
She has a tail.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and
Oh my
glaring
God.
from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, once again seeming to offer a helping hand while likely hiding the other behind your back. Fine, I'll play along for now. What do you want?
She's acting like she already knows you.
Yeah, which is
I guess what
terrifying.
you said back in the woods really was true. That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning.
Thank you.
Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really
She
don't
said she
remember
was going to
us,
make us
do you?
pay.
No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
Oh, thank you.
You fought us on it back in the woods.
Yeah,
That was when the only perspectives we had were yours and mine.
understandable.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
No, it's right in front of us.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Oh no, I'm sorry about last time. Look, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes, right? I'm sure you've made mistakes. I get the sense that you're not happy with me. You scared me, okay? When you started gnawing your arm off, it scared me, so I stabbed you. Things got out of hand. I'm unarmed. That's a gesture of goodwill, so why don't we talk it out? We both died last time. Can't bygones be bygones. I died last time, you didn't. If anyone here shouldn't be trusted, it's you. Look, I know things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. Why do I have a nagging feeling you're going to stab me in the back if I help you out of here? I don't trust you, not enough to free you. And definitely not enough to get close to you. I'm leaving. Bye. We're gonna go with the goodwill. It's probably not gonna go well.
You came to me with empty hands last time, too. But that didn't mean you hadn't been plotting something nasty all along. What you did showed me as much.
But we didn't plot anything. We just made an informed decision based on the information we had at the time. I think you're both making perfectly valid points. Sure, we didn't plot anything, but it's easy to see how she might think.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them?
Oh gosh, this is good.
But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature.
In her
If she gets
nature.
out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I'm gonna try this. Look, I know things got messy this time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up. Let's do this first. You're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
No, I'm just making a lot of mistakes here. Oh god. I don't know. I think apologizing is just dumb. Wait. Everything is apologizing now that I think about it. Alright, let's try this teaming up thing. It's
I
gonna go bad.
suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
That is fair. Yeah, I didn't bring my blade down. Remember, how am I supposed to get you out of those chains?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Oh, crap.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
I don't know what to do. I think I messed up. I think I'm in a bad spot. We're gonna apologize.
Smart. Let's apologize. Get us back on the right foot.
Oh, you're sorry. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
You're such a gracious little monster. If you're sorry, then let me out of here. Prove it.
I think we're stuck because, like the narrator just said, we can't just leave her in the basement. She'll get herself out, and then we can leave with her. But I feel like she's just gonna rip us to shreds. Maybe we do multiple playthroughs, but we're gonna try this. Oh god.
Yes. Let's.
I'm so dead. I'm so dead.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to
gosh.
face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us.
Yeah, but then she could also just shut the
Doesn't
door in
matter
our
who
face.
leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. Maybe in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. Somebody has to go first, and it might as well be us. We're the ones who broke her trust last time.
I mean,
We're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
we're gonna go first. Also because of the door, and then being first to the blade in case something. I know turning your back to her is very dangerous, but I think that's the play. Because her going first gives her just access to everything.
That's right. You're the one who's going first. Don't worry, I'll be right behind you watching every single thing you do.
And I think that's like a symbol of good faith also.
That's
Hopefully.
exactly what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
You step onto the stairs and begin your ascent from the basement. The princess follows close on your heels, perhaps even a little closer than you'd like. You're only saying that because you want us to feel nervous.
Right?
I do want those things, but I want them for a good reason. I don't need you to trust me for my sake, because
It's
I
gonna. I
already
feel
know
like it's
that I'm
gonna
right.
ask me if I want
This
to
is
grab
for
the
you.
blade on the top, and I really don't know.
Can we walk backwards up the stairs? I think that's the smarter idea.
That was my thought process too. I was like,
An
just
attack
kind of
if
like
we're facing-
sideways step.
No. The stairs are a bunch of overgrown roots. You'll trip and hurt yourself.
Of course.
The princess is silent as you both continue the climb, and in no time at all, the upstairs of the cabin is within reach. Isn't that a relief? We're fine. Nothing happened. You're not
Yet.
even going to wait until you're through that door to proudly claim your victory, are you?
I'm not claiming
Why
any
did you
victory
just say
yet.
that? I
Yeah.
think we know why. You feel something dig into your shoulder, sharp and piercing. The princess clawing at you and pulling you down with her full weight.
Yeah.
Together you tumble back down the uneven stairs, your body and hers crashing against the unyielding wooden roots, until finally you both separate with a bone-shaking thud against the basement floor. You feel something pop. The princess lands against the far wall, gasping as she struggles to recover from the impact. You're still in shock, trying to get a hold of yourself. She grins as you continue to remain exactly where you are, cackling derisively as she watches you realize that you won't be getting up. Wait, why won't we be getting up? I'm afraid your back is broken. One unlucky fall is all it takes, really, and you had several. You know what? I'll say it. That sucks. I don't like having a broken back. We were going to help her. Why? Why did she do that? It's what I would have done. Have you considered
Lovely.
not being like that? Of course not. It's what keeps us alive. And yet here we are, paralysed and stuck with someone who hates us in the basement of a remote cabin.
You must have known this was coming. The arrogance of turning your back to me after everything you've done.
That's fair. I can't get up. You broke my back. What the hell was that for? I was trying to help you out of here. We were never going to get up the stairs, were we? We could have gotten out of here if we just trusted each other. Yeah.
The princess lets out a mocking laugh.
By our very natures, only one of us could make it upstairs unscathed. Someone had to make the first move. Better me than you.
See, this is why I wanted her to go first. I had this whole little scheme planned, where once she'd passed by the table upstairs, I'd have said,
Why would she
"Now
not
pick
grab
up
the blade
and
herself?
stab her in the back." And then you'd say something like, "Wow, that's an amazing idea that I never saw coming. Thanks for looking out for us." And then you would have done it, and we wouldn't be stuck down here with a broken back. There's just one problem with that. And what's that? She was clearly planning to betray us. And if she was
Thank
in front
you.
of us, she would have gotten to the blade first.
Literally. What I thought of.
You're right, aren't you? I thought this whole thing was ironclad, but really it was doomed from the start, wasn't it? The princess's body twitches as she tries to get up. Ho ho ho! So she's about as bad as us.
So you're just both gonna
Something
die?
inside me is broken. Isn't that a cruel twist of the knife? Isn't that so funny?
She eyes you with intensity, silence falling between you for a long moment as her gaze
We're both gonna
travels
die
up
again
and
down here.
down your battered form.
Is the whole story just not getting out?
Seems I'm not the only one, though.
Wait, are we both just stuck
Yes.
here?
A second time.
Certainly seems that way. What a way to go. But look on the bright side. In all this chaos, you may have actually managed to deliver a lethal wound. The world could be saved after all.
We're going to die together. Isn't that a lovely treat? I wonder how long it'll take. Maybe I'll get to watch the worms lick your bones clean.
Jeez.
Is that really what's going to happen? Hello? Are you still there? I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's
Something
done.
strange is twisting this place out of shape.
Oh, the reality's changing.
I wasn't feeling much of anything, but now I feel cold.
But you don't get the chance to respond. Something has taken her away and it's left something else in her place.
She's Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Wow. We're gonna
There's that
crawl?
mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went. I don't know how we even go about looking for her. The narrator's gone. I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should. If he thinks it's bad, I'm with him.
No, we're
I'm
going
begging
for it.
you, don't do this. It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
You approach the mirror. Gazing in your silence as you reach forward, they are gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. The body, it's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Whoa. Oh, that's so cool. Proceed to the cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you? The gift of a fragile vessel. Is this the end of the world? Let her out of there. Do you know the narrator? Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what happened to me here? Do you know about the worlds beyond this place? Are you the princess? Do we know each other? Destroy your body? Do we know each
You
other?
are familiar, but you are not me. I feel sadness, longing, hope as I witness you.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
I don't know what I am.
That you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess? Are you what happened? Are you what trapped me here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me,
Okay.
and part of me is her.
But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles.
That's fair.
Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Destroy your body? Let her out of there.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me. I promise that it doesn't hurt.
Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you? How much will I forget? How many more pieces of you do I have to find? And what if I don't let you do this to me? I'll slip to slay the princess to stop you from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what we're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
How many more pieces of you do I need to
More
find?
than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Jeez! An untrusting vessel bring the witch to her?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Oh, we were legit starting over.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave?
Turn around and
Do you
leave.
even know where you're going?
I'm given another perspective. Okay, yeah, fine. Your princess is under the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Okay, fine. Under the cabin, maybe I'll slay her, maybe I won't. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin is not.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to
You're
the
kidding
cabin.
me. You're freaking
How
kidding me.
convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
I'm gonna give it
It's
another shot.
remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
Dies.
Forever.
I don't care. I'm not killing a princess. Good, maybe everyone should die. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this.
Stakes and consequences aren't emotional blackmail. They're facts of life, and if you had an ounce of maturity, you'd understand that.
Jeez.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Thank you, narrator.
Oh,
Dang
you look
it.
at that. You're at the cabin again.
Okay,
Now,
so this
I'm
is
not
gonna happen.
normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
It seems like it. Oh yeah, well I guess I'll start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm gonna just keep trekking through the wilderness till I find a way out of
There's
this
always
place.
a choice.
I'm gonna try
Let me
it.
tell you right now that you're making the
This just
wrong
sounds
one
hilarious.
for pretty much everyone who has ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realise that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction,
Oh my gosh.
there is a
Different
path
realities?
and a cabin.
Yeah.
And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be. Wait, what's going on?
I'm like breaking
You're too stubborn
reality.
for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
That sounds
You've
about
doomed
right.
us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Just The Stranger? Chapter 2.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm getting it. Yeah, terrible sense. You aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Oh, you bastard. You're in it for now. I'm wise to your tricks, but I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here? Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin. Yep, okay. Heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely going to slay that princess. Yeah, I did. I'm going to the cabin. Stay in the woods forever. We'll just silently walk.
Before you go any further.
She's gonna lie and cheat. And
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she
Contrarian.
isn't a liar.
Wow.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
I think we're gonna legitimately
Cabin
just.
interior is wrong. A confusing patchwork of many cabin interiors, all projected across what's almost the same space. But it's all shifted. An inch here, a foot there, such that the seams are never quite visible enough for the place to make any sense.
Yeah.
The only furniture of note is a plain table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Its
That would be so
material
annoying.
devoid of feature.
Imagine someone with OCD walking in here.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust. Or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
Actually, that's a decent point.
Taking the knife. Have you seen this place? We have literally no idea what to expect and no idea what we're dealing with. I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How
There's
many
the mirror
times do I have
again.
to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise? You can't just say that, but when everything here is so wrong. Listen to me. My job is to describe facts as facts and to guide you through your job, which is to slay the princess and through that action, save the entire world.
Da-da.
And if you're going to slay her, you cannot let fear creep into your heart. You cannot lose yourself before you even get to her. Oh, ho, ho, ho! You've piqued my interest. What's going to happen if we lose ourselves? Nothing, because you're going to pull yourself together. Just ignore the stressful
If she
geometry
doesn't know who
and
I am,
stay
like there is no
calm.
bad blood, I almost want
Now,
to try to
with
help her and see what
our eyes,
happens.
You're constantly describing it to us. I'm not going to stop doing my job, so you're just going to have to get better at yours. And quickly, if you don't. Yes, take a deep breath. I'm all for getting under his skin, but we'll miss out on loads of fun if we shrivel up into a ball and go insane the first time we see something weird. What you're seeing here is obviously real. Just accept it and
Obviously.
go with the flow.
Just look at
It really
this.
isn't hard. Okay, I'm fine. Good. Now, whenever you're ready, we're all waiting for you to complete a very important task.
Let's approach the mirror
Walk
again.
up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You
Yeah.
reach forward and rub your hand
I
against
figured
the
as
cabin
much.
wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. There was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
I love the different voices. It's great. We haven't taken the blade once. We're gonna take the blade this time.
Take the blade from the table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Sure.
Okay, fine, you took the knife.
This is probably a bad
You
idea,
really
but
shouldn't
we're gonna
hold
take
like
it.
that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Oh, so like a jibby jab.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Hold the blade the other way. Keep your grip as it is.
You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations. Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better. It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
Jab, 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 jab. Throw the blade out of the window. Oh. I didn't even know that choice was gonna pop up. That makes things so much interesting. So much more interesting. We're gonna enter with it this time.
The door to the basement
What
creaks
the-
open, revealing a web of branching staircases all built from unidentifiable materials. Nothing here seems to belong, and the closer you examine your surroundings, the more confused you get.
Yeah,
Your
say no
head
more.
throbbing with the effort of making sense of this place. None of the stairs even seem to go anywhere, let alone down. The air here has a sickening, almost sludge-like miasma to it, the kind of indiscernible quality that comes from the blending together of every scent there is at once. An odour that is simultaneously everything and yet the sum of it all coalescing into a thick, nauseating nothing. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a disquieting collage of tone and
where?
personality, drags up the stairs.
Collage of tone and
Hello? Hi. What are you doing here? Are you here to kill?
No, thank you. Oh, don't be such a baby.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to
If I
do
heard that
this.
voice, I would.
Let's just turn around and leave. This feels wrong. This feels like a trap. Like whatever we do, we're gonna die. But we already tried turning around and leaving, didn't we? And he threw up a wall. No way to go but forward. And whatever choice we make, whatever she is, we know one thing for sure. And what's that? That the fate of the world hinges on your success? There'll still be plenty of ways to ruin his day.
Harsh stairs to the left, take the soft stairs to the right. I'm that guy. We're doing the harsh stairs.
You step to the left. The path is cruel against your feet, the impact of each step sending pulsing vibrations up your legs, until there's nothing left in them to feel. The air around you grows cold the further you progress. At first a barely noticeable drop, quickly evolving into a numbing cold. Your toes feel like blocks of ice.
Oh,
your
what have I
breaths
done?
puff out in clouds of condensed vapor. You shudder against it as you continue down the stairway, losing yourself in the bone-deep chill. You slowly lose sense of yourself the further you go. Time disappears, and you can feel yourself begin to untether. Physical sensations dull and then vanish, until the only things experienced are the endless repeating patterns and emotions of the journey, a continuous march forward to a destination long forgotten. Consumption and betrayal, skepticism and blind devotion, rivalry and submission, terror and longing, pain and unfamiliarity. And at the heart of it all, an emotion that can only be described as...
Are you just going to stand there?
What the hell was that?
What
happened
yeah,
to
what the
us?
hell was
I
that?
feel so strange. Like I'm fundamentally different, but also still the same person I was at the top of the stairs. Oh well, that was a trip, but now it's over. Time to get back to our old devilish ways. The princess, eyes bright but otherwise shrouded in darkness, watches you impatiently from the other side of the basement. Don't forget why you're here. And why are we here again? In case you weren't listening, I'm afraid I lost myself on the way down.
Yeah, I lost myself.
You're here to... He's just being an ass. We remember. Though I'm still not sure if we should trust you. Let's talk to her for a bit, try and get our bearings. She seems normal.
I'm sorry I didn't realize I was here. What's your name? Getting down here was weird, like I was pulled apart, put back together. Do you know what happened? For all I know, you're locked up down here for no reason. Do you know why you're down here? For all I know, you're locked up. Do you know why you're down here?
Maybe it's because I'm dangerous. But you know, right? You have to know. You're the only other person I've ever seen. Or at least the only one I can remember. Don't give me false hope. Please just end this already. One way or another, just do it.
As the princess speaks again, it's almost as if she fractures. And where there was once just one of her, there is now another. We can do that? I don't like this. It's those cabins all over again. Can we put her back? Again? Have you been here before? Should we tell him? Nah, let him stew. Right, I'm telling him. Yeah, we've been here before, but we never went to the cabin. We just turned around and left until... It's hard to describe. Until the only thing we could see was the same cabin going on forever. And then you told us that the world ended and we died. And then we woke up, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with all the rest of it. It seems to me like you saw something you weren't supposed to have seen. If only you'd listened to whatever words of wisdom you were given in that other reality. But what's done is done, isn't it?
Yes.
Whatever you saw last time, unsee it. Whatever thoughts weaseled their way into your head, unthink them. If it's not already too late. You have a job to do here, and you need to do it now. Ooh, new plan. Let's see if we can make even more of her.
There's more of you now? What's your name? Getting down here was weird. Yep. I'm getting you out of here. Try and free her. I don't know what you are, but I can't trust you. I can't trust anything here. Leave her in the basement. Why are all three of these together? Oh, because one of them, they're three different princesses, I think.
You
What's your name?
can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really. It doesn't matter. I've been down here for so long. What's the point of a name if there's no one around to use it?
That's dark. We're gonna click this.
That's not right. Go on. Take a step forward. Your foot lands, but it lands different. You experience a firm footfall, a gentle tread, a confident stride. You can feel yourself rupture. The room spins, your perception multiplying in a sickening kaleidoscope.
I've seen this
as your
episode of
very
Rick and
self
Morty.
is pulled in incomprehensibly many directions. All at once you charge forward, not feeling to save the princess, just as you strike at her bindings and leave her to languish alone. Is this what the end of the world looks like? What an unbearable mess. But this... we can't... Do you not have anything witty to say? I could use a good bit of wit right now. No, I don't, because this isn't fun. How are we supposed to have fun if everything is happening at the same time? It's the same as nothing happening, and nothing is excruciating. Luckily for all, nothing and everything doesn't go on forever. The world, the princess collapse in on themselves before it all falls apart. I think he's gone. We were never going to salvage this, were we?
Yeah.
What happened to us? What are we? There are parts of us that are dead, and others, they just don't fit. We can feel them moving around in spaces they don't belong. It's all so uncomfortable. Did you do this? Did we do this?
Oh my gosh.
Can you pull us back apart? Can you fix us?
We should help her. I think we did this. How surprisingly sincere. I didn't actually think our actions had consequences. It's a little late for regret, isn't it?
Please.
It's going to be okay. I'll do my best. I don't think you're supposed to be fixed. No. You just destroyed everything. I'm not going to fix you. Say nothing. It's going to be okay. Yeah. I believe that should be another perception or whatever. Illusion of choice. When everything is possible, nothing is. But you'll never know if she hears your reply. She's gone. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again.
Yeah.
Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror, yeah. You approach the mirror. Gaze into our reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The bloat. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same being as you were before? How much have you changed? What does it feel like to change like this? When this is all done, do you know what you want to do? You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? When I go back, it's as if this invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before? You have been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. What do you want me to bring you next time? Do you have any thoughts on this vessel? I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be. What do you feel about me? These vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them. How many more vessels do I need to bring you? What if I don't want to bring you any more vessels? I'm ready to go back.
If I am to be an ocean, you have given me enough to build upon. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. I will transcend in due time, and there is no way forward but to contribute to my awakening.
What if this is the thing that the narrator is talking about me killing to keep from ending the world? Because they always have these two options where you attack the entity or you destroy your own body. And I think maybe in this plane you can do that. I don't know. Let's try this. And what if I don't want to bring you any more vessels? What if I just wait here
Then
forever?
we will remain here as we are now, barely finished, damp, cavernous.
You have no need to wait? Oh.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value
okay.
are those that are yet untread.
So yeah, because you go down each and every path. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
These ones are a contradiction, a winding kaleidoscope of paths and walk. They are stretched into a shape not unlike me, but it is a shape they cannot hold. They will make for a rich and vibrant heart. Do not mourn them, for they will finally get to know themselves.
I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna destroy our body. I'm curious. Because, I don't know, the narrator keeps saying this is bad. So I want to try it. Jesus. I didn't realize the noise would let you raise your will to end your life. But as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. And that's it for this portion of the video. Make sure you subscribe for part 2. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, drop a like. Thank you.